What's going on, everybody? This is Christian Thomas here with another video, and in this video I'm going to give you my honest review on Black Panther, on what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and so forth and so on. And I want to warn you guys ahead of time that there will contain some spoilers, and if you are not interested in spoilers, I suggest you forego watching this video. And without further ado, I will begin my review. And to start with, the basic idea behind the Black Panther movie was basically an all-black ethno-state, which means that this fictional country, Wakanda, which was in Africa, and it contained all black people, and these different groups of black people had different visions on what they wanted Wakanda to be. And it was separated into two different tribes. One tribe was led by T'Challa, which was played by Sterling K. Brown, and his vision is that he wanted a more peaceful approach to combat hatred and restlessness and things like that. And Killmonger, which was played by Michael B. Jordan, he had a much radicalized view on how Black Panther should go, or how Wakanda should go rather. And he wanted this all-black continent and wanted to fight for the rights and the well-being of black people. And he was this big black nationalist, and he wasn't very fond of white people all that much, which I would get to a little bit later. And when I was looking at the differences between T'Challa and Killmonger, I was thinking of the differences between Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, how Martin Luther King wanted a more peaceful revolution and Malcolm X wanted a more radical revolution. And I'm not trying to get too political in regards of this review, but I have to get political to some extent because the movie had contained some sort of political message. And now that I've gotten the basic idea out of the way, I'm gonna tell you what I like and what I didn't like about it. First, I'm gonna tell you what I liked about it. I liked that the characters were well developed for the most part, and the acting was really great. And I actually got to learn more about the different backstories between the different characters, like Killmonger in particular. I got to learn that his father, the Black Panther's father, Black Panther's father was one of the leaders, I guess. Don't quote me on that. I may have to look at it a second time to get a full gist of what was going on. And I also, another thing that I liked about it is that it was like three-dimensional. Not that any other Marvel movie isn't three-dimensional, but this one seemed especially so because it got to illustrate them going to different places like London and Tokyo and Hong Kong and stuff like that. And it was an interesting time warp, to say the least. And another thing that I liked about it is that it really polarized the different mindsets of the same thing. Like I was saying before, T'Challa wanted a revolution just like Killmonger did, except that they had different ways of going about it. And now I'm going to get into what I didn't like about Black Panther. First, I didn't like the incessant race baiting. For example, there was a scene in the movie where Killmonger was in this museum containing African artifacts, which was in London, and he came across this white lady, and he thought that this white lady was going to steal the artifact. And he said something along the lines of, "You're gonna steal that artifact just like all your ancestors stole something from Africa," or something to that effect. I don't remember that exact quote. And he also called white people colonizers. And I was like, wow, this is really disgusting. because I mean, I'm sitting here trying to enjoy a superhero movie. I knew that it was going to get political or racial to some extent. I'm like, this is just going off the deep end here. And another thing that I didn't like about it is that a lot of the jokes and stuff like that were really awkwardly placed. I can't really think of the exact jokes off the top of my head. You will have to see the movie for yourself in order to get a full gist of the humor in it. Maybe it was just me not getting it and stuff like that. I have a mixture of dry humor and dirty humor, what have you. But I digress. And another thing that I didn't like was the fact that it was lacking in action. Sure, it has some action scenes towards the end, but other than that, it wasn't really a lot of fighting going on. Although I know that there was conflict throughout the whole movie, but it wasn't easily addressed like it would be in any other superhero movie, if that makes sense. And it's like the lack of action disappointed me, because it's a superhero movie and I was expecting fighting scenes. It's not that that didn't happen, but the ones that I did come across and the ones that I did see were really underwhelming. And if I had to rate this movie, I would give it about a 5, not a 5 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it a 6 to a 7 out of 10, because like I said, there was a balance between things that I liked and things that I didn't like. And I think it was a good movie overall, but at the same time, I did have some problems with it that I had just addressed. And my biggest thing right now is, like, a lot of these people are starting to think that Wakanda is this real place. Well, newsflash, it's not. And also, when I was watching this movie, I started to think about the alt-right. How, like, for example, Richard Spencer, he's the figurehead of the alt-right, and he has this vision of a white ethno-state, which means that whites should have their own separate country. And he was talking about an ethno-state in space, whereas Killmonger was basically alluding to the same thing. And I was thinking to myself, wow, these people are extremely similar. And one interesting thing that happened while I was watching the Black Panther movie was this group of people was walking in the theater saying something like, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud," with the fist pump in the air and everything. And I'm like, dude, it's just a freaking movie. It's not that serious, so shut up. It's like, other than that, I had a great experience. And if you are into superheroes, or if you want to see this movie, I recommend that you do so. And don't let my opinion and my likes and dislikes of this movie, don't let that sway you from watching this movie. And don't let the pansy ass SJW, social justice warriors, don't let them sway you away from seeing this movie either. I believe that it is worth watching, although I don't think it's this absolutely grand movie, but I do think it's worth watching for the most part. And I wouldn't even rank it as my top favorite Marvel or superhero movie. But like I said before, it is worth watching. It is worth checking out if you are interested. And with that said, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.